This is just an introduction to the classes I will be taking from tomorrow till 16th February 2024. And on 19th, you all will be writing the exam, board exam for Sanskrit paper. As this slide explains, in these classes, we will be covering all the portions, Apatitava Bodhanam, unseen reading comprehension, Rachanatmaka Karyam, creative writing, Anuprayukta Vyakaranam, grammar, applied grammar, and Patitava Bodhanam, literature. All these topics throughout the year, whatever you have learned will be revised once again with the tips and the proper explanation and the methods of answering the questions based on them. Definitely, if you are surprised how it is possible to complete in just 5 days, it is not explaining each and every topic. These classes, how to answer the questions based on these topics in the examination, and to make you understand in which way you have to do the preparation. To understand these topics thoroughly, anyway, there are videos uploaded on YouTube by me. By watching them, definitely you will be able to understand them perfectly, including all the chapters, all the grammar topics, and all the topics of class 10, code number 122, Shemushi textbook's name, and the syllabus for class 10 board exam. That can be understood. Okay, for the people who don't know who am I, this is the introduction. I pursued the master degree in Sanskrit as well as Hindi, studied in a Sanskrit college, worked in different institutions as a teacher for around 20 years, and took part in the board valuation, all that. Around 10 times I have valued the board papers. This year also, I'll be going to value the board papers. And more than 500 class 10 question papers are set by me so far, corrected thousands of answer scripts. So many classes, crash courses, tuitions, all that I have been conducting from past these 20 years. So that is the experience. With the help of that, to help the students who write the class 10 exam this year, I have planned these classes. Definitely not with the commercial aspect, because there are so many people who are doing that way. I'm not bothered about that. My intention, according to my experience of seeing the papers in the board, also while valuing, when we see the papers, there are many mistakes students commit, to make you understand, aware about them as well. By just by neglecting or ignorant, sometimes students lose 1 mark, 2 marks that way, and which will avoid them taking centum. So making the students understand all that with the experience of mine, I have thought I have to conduct some classes and make the students understand, which is not possible in one-to-one classes or in the classes, direct classes, offline classes. So in those classes, sometimes it is not possible. Students get distracted because they sit with their friends, and classroom environment also sometimes disturbs them. Because of all these reasons, sometimes they may not be able to follow each and every words we say. But in this online mode, since they sit at their home individually, separately, and listen to all the instructions and instructions given, it is possible to understand everything what they have to understand about the board examination with reference to Sanskrit language. And the question comes, in the last moment, why this kind of crash course is needed for anyone when they have studied the entire syllabus thoroughly for the whole year? Why it is necessary now to sit and attend some classes and spend some money once again, when everything is already studied and students know that they know everything? and they would have scored some good considerable marks in the pre-board exams also in their schools. But still, why this type of class is needed, or whether it is needed or not, many people might be having that kind of question. But I say this type of brainstorming or crash course is needed in the last moment, because individually, thoroughly, whatever you study, you sit and read. If someone else is there to explain you what you need to study, what you need to revise, in which method, it helps in the last moment. Revision is very important, done by others. Though we know everything, if someone else will be sitting and explaining the topics again, so that helps to remember everything, recall everything what we have studied. That will definitely help to score the full marks. Here, high marks, I don't say. Main objective of Sanskrit students should be scoring 80 on 80 in theory paper. We have seen students, hundreds of students scoring 80 on 80. When that possibility is there, we should not neglect or we should not ignore that. That is the main reason of this course. So what you are going to achieve by the end of this course are the series of 5 classes. You will understand the perfect curriculum. Many students even now probably don't know what all topics exactly they have. They know they have Sandhi, they have Samasa, they have Pratyaya, but exactly many people even now don't know. I even say that some of the teachers also don't know. In some of the schools, I see them teaching some topics which are not a part of portions. Board every year updates. So the portion which was there 2 years ago is not there now. Some topics are eliminated, some topics are added, some slight changes generally they do. When we don't see the board's circular or the PDF file which they have uploaded in the website, we go wrong while teaching also. We need to know exactly what the portion is. That will be taught. You will understand that. Grammar concepts, many times students fail to understand the basic grammar concepts. So only by memorizing the examples, you can't always get the correct option. So that is the important thing. Two options look always similar, many times similar. Choosing the correct option is very important. By understanding the proper grammar concepts, only you'll be able to choose the correct option. Easy methods of answering questions like letter writing, picture description, translation. There are some techniques, easy methods. So by understanding them, it is easy to score full marks in these topics. And summary of the chapters, why it is needed to answer the questions like rearrange the sentences in sequential order. You need to know the summary of the chapter. To answer some of the questions, it is necessary. Grammar examples in the chapter should be known, as there is an instruction that the grammar examples in the chapters will be given importance while setting the question papers. It is necessary to know which all examples have to be marked and practiced. In many of the practice books, you might have seen there are examples which are not a part of your portions. When you get so many examples like that in these question banks or practice books, you will not be knowing which one you have to memorize. So exact specific examples you will be able to mark and practice in these classes. Question paper pattern, very important to understand. Students often go wrong while attempting the questions. Many times they don't answer the way they have to be answered. So there is a chance of losing marks by not following the proper pattern of answering. So it is necessary to know it. Method of answering different questions. Yes, some questions need the descriptive answers. Some questions need the objective answers. Which question, in which way you need to write, that should be understood. And in whichever way the board paper will be set, that should be understood, and you should have a practice of answering one of such papers at least. That will be practice, that will be done in these classes. After you understand all this, definitely you will be able to attempt all the questions in the board exam. I have seen people, students, leaving some questions by just not observing them or understanding them, or thinking that it's not possible for me to answer. So by the end of these sessions, you will be able to attempt all the questions with confidence. Proper method of answering the questions I have already mentioned. Without confusion, choosing the correct option in MCQs, and good presentation is always needed. If the handwriting is not good or presentation is not good overall, if the letters are scribbled and written, question numbers are not written properly, all that has to be maintained properly. A proper discipline should be there while answering. Appropriate question numbers, if 1, 2, 3, 4, that way the question number is printed in the question paper, some students write a, I, E. Such mistake should be avoided. All that will be understood. And time especially. Properly, we have to divide the time and write. Many students will not run out of the time, but some students will not be able to manage the proper time. So they miss answering some of the questions. All these issues will be addressed and students will be able to understand and answer all the questions. And during the classes from tomorrow till 16th, students should have a notebook, textbook, workbook with them, and they need to write down all the grammar points we discussed in the class in notebooks and practice the exercises given during the class session. Pay 100% attention. Don't get distracted by any of the uh, social media or any other things, your phone or anything, and ask doubts whenever you get, and get the doubts clarified so that you can prepare for your exam properly. This is exactly the proper preparation of the class. Okay, to continue with all this, I have planned some of the classes for class 9 and 10. Online tuitions per class only 50 rupees will be charged. For the next academic year, you can suggest some of the people who are needed to register with this. And there is a YouTube channel also where the videos on the classes or topics are uploaded. Students can scan and watch those videos. Again, class 10, all the topics are explained and the videos are put there. You can make use of them. So I recommend all the people to join this course to score high marks. All the best.